Today, we are checking out my first Vsauce video ever. I've never watched a Vsauce video. I'm aware of Vsauce as a figure. Vsauce makes I don't know how to describe this, but he's very popular. He makes a lot of videos that people talk about. I feel like somebody at one point called me Vsauce because I was bald. The video that we're gonna watch today is All the Ghosts You Will Be. I think that is Vsauce, and he is bald, and so that is why people would have called me that. But I've heard other people say the name of Vsauce. Oh, I watched Vsauce or da da da, but I've never actually watched a Vsauce video. I don't know what type of video he makes, but just looking at like the videos that he had, the titles and thumbnails, it looks like he just makes videos on interesting shit, which sounds great because I love interesting stuff. So let's see All the Ghosts You Will Be, my very first Vsauce video ever.
Hey Vsauce, Michael here. A single piece of...
That was weird, what the f...
Hey Vsauce, Michael here. A single piece of refined flour is, on average, just 82.67 microns.
That was the stare at the very beginning is like a just like, oh, life is overwhelming kind of stare where death is coming for us all. Life is overwhelming. Especially with the boom start, that was funny. Why is he talking about flour? I thought we were going to talk about ghosts.
Wide. That means a 5-pound bag of flour contains about 2.7 billion individual specks of flour dust.
2.7 billion specks of flour dust. Damn.
Now, if each of those particles were a person, 3 bags could represent every single human alive on Earth today. 8.1 billion itty-bitty things. Are you under 30 years old?
What is happening right now?
Is a question that could roughly divide everyone alive today.
I'm not under 30. Wait.
In half, the yeses and the nos. But can you imagine a second question that could...
Wait a minute. What the fuck? Age 30 is the divider for half of people? Half of all the humans in the world are under 30 or over 30. 30. I am now in the older half of the world? Holy shit.
Then divide both of those groups in half? Well, if so, and if you kept doing that, after just 33 questions, you would be left with more...
Wait. Okay, back to the 30 thing.
Is a question that could roughly divide everyone alive today in half, the yeses and the nos. But can you imagine a second question that could then divide both of those groups in half? Well, if so, and if you kept doing that, after just 33 questions, you would be left with more than 8 billion groups, each containing just one person. In other words,
33 questions would identify me, myself, specifically? Oh, where's that video? Is that this video? I hope this is this video.
We could pinpoint a specific individual. For example, you, with just 33 yes or no questions.
Please tell me we get these 33
questions.
Be? Yes! Oh my god, this is amazing.
We don't know. But we do...
Wait, what?
Questions be. Do they even exist? We don't know. But we do...
Damn it, I was really hopeful. I was really hopeful, dude. I really thought that I was going to get the 33 questions. I wanted to find specifically me.
You know that every year about this many people die. A little bit more than a quarter cup. But about twice as many as that are born.
Wait, what the hell? Where did it go?
A little bit more than a quarter cup. But about twice as many as that are born. But how many people have ever been born? This many. 117 billion. But out of all of these people, out of every...
How do we know that number? How do we know 117 billion people have been born?
Everyone who has ever existed, this is how many you will ever meet. You are a stranger to your own species. This is a video about how you will be forgotten. It's about the ghost.
What? Oh, I don't like that. Wait, what do you mean? Wait. A video about how I'm going to be forgotten. I don't like that. Wait a minute. I need a legacy, bro. After I die, I need a statue made. Actually, before I die, I need a statue made for me. I need to get a rough 3D modeling, 3D printing. I need a 3D printed statue of me now, and so that way it exists into the future forever. That's what I need. So that way my kids remember me. Oh yeah, that's great grandpa. He was a YouTuber.
That surround us and how they're getting closer. Our journey begins 2,500 kilometers above the surface of the sun. There, a hot layer of ionized gas begins its reach millions of kilometers out into space. It's called the solar corona. And normally, it's outshone by the rest of the sun.
I love my coronas in the in the sun. I don't know.
Because it gives off just 1/1,000,000th as much light. But during an eclipse, it can be seen. When you are eclipsed, your own sort of corona will remain as well. The memories people have of you, your treasure and junk, emails and texts you sent, the fact that your child has a nose like yours, every appearance you made in the background of a stranger's photo, those are all traces of you that shine while you're alive, but can also continue long after you're gone. Douglas Hofstadter called them your solar corona. I love that phrase because it makes a cosmological phenomenon personal by literally including you.
You. Wow. Hey.
How long will you be here? Well, that's why.
Yo, how does he go from like this like nice thing to just depression every time? Holy shit.
You. How long will you be here? Well, that's why I made
Damn, bro.
this clock. It tells the time, but it also tells your time. Just answer a few questions, and then, when it's ready, push the red button, and the clock will begin counting down the seconds you have left to live, approximately. Now, whenever you want, you can switch it to show the time, but that's not nearly as fun. Also, this clock never forgets. If you take away its power, it'll go dark, but it's still thinking about you. Next time you plug it in, it will pick right back up where it should be. Now, if you would like a practical, retro memento mori, you can pre-order one of these now. Omnis vulnerant ultima necat is Latin, and it refers to these passing seconds. It means each of these wounds.
Is this his own product, or is this a product that he just found online and he's like, yo, this shit's kind of cool? His own product placement. Good job. Hey, make your money. Bro, the amount of people that are going to buy this Vsauce clock, crazy amount. So many people are going to find this shit or buy this shit.
The last kills. Mox Nox means soon it will be night. And it will. But while this is ticking down, something else.
Wait, so is this how long he gonna live for? That's a lot of seconds, bro. That's a billion? A billion seconds?
Else is ticking up. The number of ghosts in the world. Your nominal ghost is your name. It's out there representing you whether you're there or
this
not.
Is interesting.
It won't haunt the world forever though. As we've often been reminded, you die twice. Once when your heart stops beating, and then again, usually sometime later, when your name is spoken for the last time.
Oh, that's sad. I don't want to think about that. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know if this video is for me, dude. I've been thinking I'm 32 almost. Why do I, hey, does anyone else feel like, do you feel your heart like pressing on your chest right now?
But whose name has been remembered the longest? Well, signed here.
Jesus. No, I'm just kidding. Gilgamesh.
Here on this 5,000-year-old tablet is the oldest written name we've ever found. Kushum, the first named character we know in the written history of humanity, probably. It's not entirely clear whether Kushum is the name of a person or just the title of an office holder. You know, if you want to be really sure, a generation or two later, this tablet was made. It contains 3 names, Gal Sol, and 2 people he enslaved, Inpop X and a woman named Zakaljar.
God damn. Hey, you know what's kind of ironic about this? Kind of ironic that this person enslaved people, and those people will be remembered for as long as he is. People of I would assume much lower birth or whatever, maybe they were, prisoners of war or whatever it is, common folk, I don't know. But their names will be remembered as long as his is. So he did a good thing? No. There's just irony here. There's legacy for them.
These individuals are the reigning champs of avoiding the second death. And with archival practices and technologies being what they are today, your name could conceivably last just as long as these have already.
That would be awesome.
But you know, I gotta say, if you want your ghosts to last longer, it helps to bend the truth a little bit. Toby Jukanov built this.
Bend the truth a little bit. Wait.
This interactive globe that shows the most famous person born in every location. Fame is based on Wikipedia data. How long?
Damn it. Ariana Grande is the biggest person to come out of Florida. Jim Morrison, Tom Petty, Sidney Poitier. Bob Ross is from Florida? Hey, let's fucking, hey, yo, Florida got some, hey, Florida's got Ariana Grande, Sidney Poitier, Jim Morrison, Wesley Snipes, Bob Ross, Tom Petty, T-Pain. Yo, we kind of got some fucking bangers here, dude. Oh, Triple X Tentacion, Flow Rider, bro. Oh, shit. Who's Victoria Justice? I think that's the hospital I was born in. I'm gonna have to compete with this person, Victoria Justice. That's the hospital I was born in. Just doxed himself? Oh no, you guys know what hospital I was born in. Oh no. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what hospital I was born in. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm pretty sure this is the hospital I was born in, but that's who I'm competing with. Victoria Justice. She's the most famous person to be born in the hospital I was born in, because I think that's what it's based on, hospital. It's gotta be, because otherwise it's like, you know what I mean? I don't think it's based on like the city you were born in, grew up in. You know what I mean? It's gotta be based on the hospital. All I have to do is make it to Disney, okay? Make it to Disney, make music, and then I can be the one. We can still do it. I'll be on Disney as a 32-year-old man. Easy. Anime reactor who watched most anime. That's a title Joe can go for. Anime reactor who's watched the most anime. Could I go for that? I don't know. There's probably somebody like much smaller than me who's in that position, I would assume. Add the biggest then. Oh yeah, just well, that's the thing. You just continue to narrow it down until like it's you. Continue to add stipulations until you've reached the thing that makes it you specifically.
How long their article is, how many languages it's in, how many visits it gets per day, stuff like that. By the way,
bro, crazy. He just started zooming in between Karl Marx, Adolf Hitler.
Visits it gets per day, stuff
kind
like
of insane, dude. Now he zoomed in between Einstein and Joan of Arc. It is actually, yo, Arnold Schwarzenegger, kind of crazy. Djokovic is pretty huge, right?
that. By the way, out of everyone alive right now, about this many of us, almost exactly a quarter teaspoon, are mentioned on Wikipedia. Now let's zoom in on
What?
exactly a quarter
Out of all the people alive right now, that little teaspoon represents the amount of us that are mentioned on Wikipedia. That's it.
teaspoon are mentioned on Wikipedia. Now let's zoom in on Stillwell.
Chad, if I can become a top 50 most subscribed channel on Twitch, we can get mentioned on Wikipedia. Or if there ends up being anime reactions as something on Wikipedia, you need to win the anime trivia contest. Yo, where's that? We gotta start training our anime trivia.
Kansas. Ooh, hey there, good looking.
Hey, that's cool. Wait, what? That's so cool. Yo, he's huge. Also, shout out to him. You look, Eminem's right there, dude. That's so close. Mark Twain, Cedric the Entertainer, Buster Keaton. Who here knows who Buster Keaton is without Googling? I got $1 million, baby Hillary Swank. Yeah, fandom thing is not like real Wikipedia. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's not, we can't really count that. Anyways, Buster Keaton is from the silent film era. You guys know, dude, what's that one silent film guy? Charlie Chapman? Is that his name? Oh, Charlie Chaplin. Yeah. So, like, if you know who Charlie Chaplin is, he's like from the same era, Buster Keaton. He did all these like crazy stunts and shit. I only know about him because I took a film class in college once. And the instructor was like obsessed with old shit. And this was the first movie he made us watch. It was Buster Keaton, something about a train, I think. Buster Keaton, The General. Yeah, that's what it was. The General. Came out in 1926. Kind of crazy. 1926. Anyways.
But here's the thing. I wasn't born in Stillwell. I grew up there. I lived there from ages 5 to 18, but I was born in Kansas City. For a while, a lot of things online said that I was born in Stillwell, so that's probably how I wound up here. But should I correct it? What's more important, the truth or a little lie that prolongs and enhances my nominal ghost?
Oh wait, I was not born in the hospital. I said I was hospital, but I was born in hold on, I was born in a different hospital. Hold on, we gotta hey chat. Now we gotta find a hospital no famous person was born in. Now we gotta find a hospital no famous person was born in, so that way I was born in that hospital. Did Victoria Justice? No, I wasn't born in the same hospital as her. No. That's no. I was actually born in a different hospital. I thought I was born in that hospital because that's near where I grew up as a kid. And so I thought that that's the hospital I was born in. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm gonna figure out which hospital I was actually born in and then let you all know. And it's definitely not gonna be the hospital where there are no famous people that were born in it, so that way I can be the most famous person to be born in that hospital. Definitely not gonna be a thing. But one day, I'm gonna let you know what hospital I was born in.
Maybe the truth. Because even if my name is forgotten, images of me may stick around. And that is your second ghost. Your likeness, figurative portrayals of what you look like. Now, we have no idea what most people who have lived looked like. Long ago, no records were made. Eventually, some were and have survived. So, who's the earliest known person where, like, we know what they looked like? Well, it's probably Gudea. He was an ancient Sumerian ruler, and 27 4,000-year-old statues of him have been found in southern Iraq.
Damn.
They stand out not just for their craftsmanship, but also for the fact that earlier depictions of human forms are either more abstract or generalized. But because these depictions of Gudea are more realistic, are so similar to each other, and have been found spread so widely, it's tenable that they're similar to the actual face of the actual individual as he appeared in life.
I'll be honest with you, probably not.
So similar to each.
Probably not, right? I mean, maybe. Okay, I see what he's kind of saying. Like, this is probably not exactly what he looked like. And it probably has some similarity. Like, maybe the proportions of the face, right? The smaller chin, the larger, like, nose area you see here, right? Large eyes, the brow. Like, maybe there are some things, you know, but I doubt there was a person walking around with a face that kind of looked like this. You know what I mean?
Each other and have been found spread so widely, it's tenable that they're similar to the actual face of the actual individual as he appeared in life, the first known illustrated person in our history.
That's crazy.
Even if your figural ghosts don't stick around as long as Gudea's have, things that look kind of like you might. I'm talking about your genetic ghost, your personal genomic variation that can be carried on by your descendants. Now, interestingly, even if your progeny are especially fecund, your genetic ghost...
Especially fecund, bitch? What's a fecund? Fecund. Producing or capable of producing an abundance of offspring or... Oh, so even if your kids have, like, hella kids.
Probably won't stick around that long. Just how much of your unique genetic code winds up in your grandkids, for example, depends partly on chance. It could be anywhere from 23 to 27%. Your great-grandkids will only contain 9 to 14% of you. Your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren will on average be no more similar to you than you are to any stranger. In fact, it is at that
Well, here's hoping that one of my kids has sex with their sibling.
distance that it becomes possible to be genetically left behind, for absolutely no personal chunks of your genome to be present in anyone. More than 7...
You gotta be praying for a little bit of incest, a little bit of inbreeding, you know what I mean? A little bit of inbreeding down the line. Hold on as long as you can to that genetic ghost.
50% of your ancestors from 11 generations ago aren't in you at all. So you're not so much the genetic foundation on which your progeny sit as you are their baby teeth, a thing that served a purpose but was destined to then fall out and be set aside.
Damn.
Where should you be buried if you want to become a fossil? Fossils last a long time. Your legacy could be representing our species in a cool bony pose in a museum millions of years from now. Well, as it turns out, fossilization, the mineralizing of bones into rocky ghosts, is an exceedingly rare occurrence. Bill Bryson puts it this way: less than 0.1% of a species is ever lucky enough to become fossilized, which means that millions of years from now, all that will be left of every single person alive today in the US,
less than 0.1%?
will probably just be about 60 fossilized bones, not even one full human skeleton. The best way to improve your chances of becoming a fossil are to be buried rapidly and deeply with no coffin under the seafloor of a still mass of water at low elevation where sediment deposits will be swift and fine and oxygen levels low. Some locations that fit this bill are parts of the Black Sea, the Gulf of Mexico where the Mississippi disgorges.
Not too far off. Also, wrong name. It's the Gulf of America. You're fired. I'm just kidding.
And the mangrove swamps along the northern coast of Australia.
Yo, we might have to do it, bro. We might have to, when I die, I need somebody to rapidly fucking throw me deep into the damn Gulf of Mexico.
But even then, there's risk, right?
Yo, somebody scratched our boy. Who got Vsauce? Must have been a cat.
There's risk, right? Earth is an active churning rock, and erosion can wear you away. Metamorphic activity could melt you back down. So if you want to be a trace for a long time, leave. The oldest unchanged piece of Earth wasn't even found on Earth. It was found on the moon, where geological activity is less brutal. A monolith engraved with your name and biography buried on the moon would be a good idea. Except in, 5 to 10 billion years, our sun will expand into a red giant engulfing.
Yeah, but who cares about that? That's 5 to 10 billion years. Like, everybody's gonna be gone by then.
The Earth and moon, likely destroying them forever. So, a copper disc coated in aluminum and gold floating through space would be even better. The golden records aboard the Voyager spacecraft could exist for trillions of years. They could conceivably still be legible even after the last star goes dim. But your final type of ghost will be there too. It's what I call your ripple ghost.
That's crazy. Wait, that shit will be gone. That'll be around for how long?
Your spacecraft could exist for trillions of years. They could conceivably still be legible even after the last star goes dim. But your final type of ghost will be there too. It's what I call your ripple ghost, the diffused domino effect of all of your actions. There will be people, for example, a century from now, who could enjoy the shade of a tree you planted without ever wondering who put it there. The butterfly effect effectively guarantees us all a sort of anonymous, minute immortality. Just by being born, technically, you changed the universe irrevocably. The tiny and subtle but very real way your mass affects the planet Saturn right now will contribute in some extremely small way to exactly how and when its rings collapse.
It's because of me. I caused the collapse of the rings. I did that.
Universe enters its heat death and it's the same temperature everywhere. The arrangement of matter in the universe will be the way it is because you existed.
I did that.
There will be no minds to observe it, so you won't be remembered, but you won't be annihilated. But so what? Oh, I've got ghosts that stick around. Newsflash, buddy, I'm not my ghosts. Okay, first of all, yeah, that's exactly why talk of fame and legacy gets so fizzly. For what? I won't be around to enjoy it, and eventually no one will be. But secondly, that's actually a pretty good definition of the self. You are everything you take with you when you die. Your secrets, the things you could have done or said but never did. That's what you are. Now, you could desperately try to do as much as you can and leave as much on the table as possible, but life is short. Too short? Well, Derek Parfit has pointed out that the brevity of life...
I wonder how much time has passed. Somebody in the comments. I know somebody in the comments, either on the Vsauce's actual video, or somebody in the comments on my video, my reaction to Vsauce's video. What's the difference in time? How much time has passed since he plugged it. Oh, here we go. Let's check it. 30,000 seconds have passed. 30,000 seconds, chat. He recorded this 8.3 hours later. Isn't that interesting? A little glimpse into the Vsauce magic. How long did it take between when he created the ad for the clock to now him bringing it up again? 8 1/3.
Probably has nothing to do with its meaning. If your life was twice as long, would it have twice as much meaning? If we were all immortal, would the meaning of life suddenly be obvious? No. Meaning is separate from the sheer participation we crave. We just want to keep playing this game. And there's never been more game to play. Staggering amounts.
True. This sounds like an ad for Steam. There's never been more game to play. And right now, during the Steam summer sale, 50% off on all games.
What we want to experience have been tamed into beasts, so lightweight and so fast that, like ghosts, they can pass through walls. The soy bomb only lasted 36 seconds, but because a digital ghost of it lingers in Earth's largest haunted house, an average of 40 people have seen it every day for the last 30 years.
I've never heard of the soy bomb. What the fuck is the soy bomb? Now you have. All right. Hey, listen. If you want me to do a reaction to the soy bomb, let me know down in the comments. All I know is Bob Dylan's trying to perform something, and then a guy came out and started dancing.
Old music started outselling new music for the first time in 2015.
Whoa, really?
Today, we each spend an average of 7 hours and 3 minutes a day in a haunted house full of avatars and messages from the living and dead alike. People and ideas and art and the past.
I be on YouTube a little bit. I don't go on TikTok though, so shout out to me for not being on TikTok and getting sucked into that. But I get sucked into YouTube.
Have become not just accessible, but accessible. We are on these ghost portals.
Wow, I love that. Clever. I love that. Not accessible, but accessible. There's excess.
Not just accessible, but accessible. We are on these ghost portals so much it's become pretty much the only way anyone finds companionship anymore.
What the Hey, yo, is that true? Oh, yo, I met Diana online, so. All right, how do people, people do not be meeting in church. They do not meet as neighbors. They don't meet in primary or secondary school. Met through family. Met through or as coworkers. Now, that sounds like a little more common. Met through friends. That seems like super. Yeah, these three definitely seem like the most common. This actually makes a lot of sense.
For crying out loud, more people on this planet own cell phones than toothbrushes.
What?
Documentality is the word Maurizio Ferraris gave to his ontology of traces, but it's also a great word for the extent to which day-to-day life in a society happens as documentation. In a society of high documentality, nearly every transaction, click, step, every memory, everything said or done is vulnerable to recording or simply comes into the world already pre-remembered. Not as in a...
Yeah, I really want to know what's on his shirt, dude.
Or
a multiverse. There's a lot of stuff going on in his shirt.
Exchange or a haphazard note, but as a high-fidelity, time-stamped, cataloged artifact. In such a world, it shouldn't be surprising if it starts to feel like there are more things you've said than things you could say, more ways things have been than ways things could be. The future isn't what it used to be. But don't get it twisted. Complete documentality is far from here. As I've mentioned before, our estimates of the current human population have about a 2 to 3% margin of error. That means that about this many people may or may not exist. And at any given moment in the US alone.
Oh, really? That many people might not exist? Oh, damn.
There are about 40,000 deceased bodies whose identities are unknown. When Steve may or may not exist. And at any given moment in the US alone, there are about 40.
Right now, there's about 40,000 deceased bodies.
8,000 deceased bodies whose identities
are
unknown. When Steve
unknown.
Fawcett failed to return to the Flying M Ranch in 2007, search and rescue efforts sent to find him discovered 8 previously unidentified airplane crashes that weren't him, but had been out there for, in some cases, decades. And when authorities searched for Gabby Petito, they found her and the bodies of at least 8 other people they weren't even looking for. We are not a documented species. We are a bunch of animals walking in and out of.
Bro, this shit is it. The amount of insignificance that I feel because of this video.
Rooms. That said, something's changed. The last time a body was interred in the tomb of the unknown soldier was after the Vietnam War, but it was removed in 1998 after DNA testing connected it to a name, Michael Joseph Blassie. In 2014, prosecutors didn't need witnesses or security cam footage to construct what happened between Michelle Carter and Conrad Roy because they had these thousands of text messages. Despite living.
Who the fuck is Michelle Carter and Conrad Roy? Michelle Carter, Conrad Roy. The death of Conrad Roy. Wait, what the fuck? His girlfriend encouraged him to kill himself? Just break up with him. Yeah, just break up with him.
Living just 35 miles apart, Carter and Roy's relationship occurred almost entirely through text. So these are not pieces of their relationship. They're not evidence of the whole story. They are the whole story. These messages aren't missing the glances, the nods, the way he or she said it. This is all they each saw. And we have it all. An entire human relationship that happened as, and still is, undying documents. They're all online.
That's weird.
Just a few taps deep in the world's largest ocean of documentation. And we just keep filling it up, turning more and more of what we do and see into ghosts, not just to remember, but to experience. When we instinctively watch events through
big part of the internet is to experience everything that's going around.
Our phones,
there's so many things you can't experience because you're only where you are at one point in time. So you can only experience all these other things if you are in those places or if you see the videos online.
It's that we are. Today, to be in the moment, you have to be fully in the moment. Every part of you, even the I, you have to charge, and the mind you share with others. See what's happening? We are not just getting more ghosts.
Bro, people are gonna follow this damn Instagram right here.
Share with others.
That's a long password.
See what's happening?
Shit.
We are not just getting more ghosts. We are beginning to live as ghosts.
It's completely lost esoteric knowledge that logging out and locking your screen are different. Nobody under 50 has ever logged out of a computer. That's not true. I've definitely logged out of a computer for sure. Back when I had to share a computer when I was a kid. But now I don't have to share a computer because I own a computer myself. And I think nowadays people own their own computers. They don't really share computers as much. So yeah, sure. But back in the earlier days of computers, or by earlier, I just mean like 20 years ago, there was a lot of sharing of computers. Couldn't afford having so many computers in the house. Like pre-laptop or when laptops were those chunky boys.
As an account, a like, a post, a view, and it's great. We're spared the humilities of confrontation, and to be an image is to be something. Frederick Douglass and Sojourner Truth knew this. They had photographic images of themselves printed up. To own and control and sell your own figural ghost meant that you had power. But today, being a ghost surrounded by other ghosts causes a certain kind of newfangled anxiety. In his 1985 Amusing Ourselves to Death, Neil Postman describes what he calls the information-action ratio. Now, even though this book predates the World Wide Web, it may as well have been written about it. Let me ask you a modern version of a question he asks in here. How often does something you see on social media cause you to alter your plans for the day, or to take some action you would not otherwise have taken, or provide you with insight into some problem you are required to solve? When everything persists, irrelevance takes over. But the constant scroll of doom and—
Bro, why? This feels like Vsauce's midlife crisis video or something. Are all of his videos like this? Like kind of midlife crisis-y? It feels like he just thought about like what happens after he dies one day randomly. Oh, so he always kind of has like a very similar like vibe like that.
Pleasure and
I gotta watch
distraction
more.
isn't just
This is
irrelevant, is
interesting.
it? No, it's truly a ghost that can pass right through you. You can sit and stare for an hour and not remember a single thing you were served. We don't do that because it feels good. We do it because our minds want to be unsettled. A never-ending scroll of decontextualized news and horror and comedy and family and backflips isn't some unholy modern abomination of nature. It is exactly the niche we evolved to thrive in. Oh no, my brain evolved to eat berries in a cave. No. It evolved to reach the lushness of Southeast Asia and then cross the Wallace line, not because it had to, and not because it could, but because what laid beyond was next, and we've got autoplay on. Hey, let's build a thing that floats and like we could fit in it. We could call it a boat. Huh? What's that? Where will it take us? Away. We are not the universe experiencing itself. We are the universe ignoring itself. We are the universe looking for something else. In order to be here for long, we needed to not be here for long. I don't think it's the risk or the challenge that motivates us.
Ayo, Vsauce is kind of goated. This one video is just so interesting to me. All the stuff that's talked about, all the like the math of it, and like these different types of ghosts, all the ghosts you will be. Very intriguing.
Good stories and curiosity and adventure are the icing on the cake we really desire, unsettledness.
Unsettledness.
Not knowing what's going to happen next can be exciting. Why? I think in the same way that long necks were selected in giraffes because no one was eating the way up high leaves, and in the same way that white fur was selected in polar mammals because no one was eating snow, imagination was selected in humans because no one was eating possibilities. As soft apes in the midst of
Eating
climatic
possibilities.
change, those who survived didn't wait for natural selection to provide.
What's crazy is I know a few people that, at least from the neck down, look just like this. How many people do you know that are literally just covered in fur like this? The head shape's crazy though.
Apes in the midst of climatic change. Those who survived didn't wait for natural selection to provide an answer. No, they relied, as we still do today, not on evolution, but on resolution, on picturing and manipulating an analog world inside the theater of their own minds. Up here, we can imagine things that aren't hypotheticals, the distant past and future, the way things might be. We can recognize that collecting firewood now will be worth it. We can recognize that if there's no water here, we can bring it to us.
Possibilities. By the way, how does this thing work? The aqueduct or aqueduct, however you pronounce it. How does this thing even work? What is it? I remember seeing images of this in the past, and like, what does it do? How does it work? Does it collect water up here, and that water like drips? Are there like tunnels in here? What is it? What is this? I've never understood this thing.
The world is not our home. It's fuel.
I should do it. Hey, maybe I need to watch a video about aqueducts.
Up here where we really live. But because of that fire, we have made the whole world our home. Our ancestors are those hominids whose resolving never resolved. Now, sure, binge watching TV or scrolling a social media feed are pretty different than crossing the Bering Strait, but they're still unsettling, right? What's going to happen next? Each next swipe brings you something different. Like the cognitive niche we built for ourselves, it never resolves. But unlike the travails of our ancestors, there's so much less danger. We can witness and interact safely from home, like pieces of luggage being moved at light speed without moving at all. The internet is a bounty of torques and velleities, pushes that spin us around but don't.
Torques and velleities? What are these words, dude? What's a velleity? What the fuck is it? I don't even know how to spell that. I have never heard this word in my life. Velleity.
don't move us anywhere, and
I
wishes
can't even Google
not
it. I don't know how to
strong
spell
enough
it.
to inspire
Valet it.
action. We're not amusing ourselves to death. We're amusing ourselves to life. A longer, scarier life. And as always, thanks for watching.
Is that it? Don't stare at me so long. That's creepy.
Don't forget to pre-order your very own death clock. After you've answered its questions and pressed the red button, the button stays locked down. It cannot change. It's locked to your soul, to your life. Unless you want to give it to someone else or you made a mistake or something, in which case you can reset it by just poking this into the hole in the back. But you better pre-order now because time is literally running out.
Little scary. Little scary. How far ahead is this one from the last one? What is 43 divided by, or 43 minus 9? This is 34,000 seconds. Oh, so this one's not that far after the last one. Thank you so much for this interesting video, Vsauce. I feel like I am insignificant in the world now. Dude, there's so many people that have existed. Dude, when he did this one, whoa. This one's crazy. This many people have existed. Death clock is kind of scary, but also low-key kind of cool. I should lie about where I'm from. I need a statue made of me now. I don't want my descendants to be inbred, but it would cause my genetic ghost to exist longer. When I die, I need my body shoved to, you know, as far deep as it can be near the Louisiana opening into the Gulf of America. God bless. I should probably have some sort of memorial on the moon, and I'll definitely etch something like my face or something into some copper, and then have that wrapped in gold or however the hell you make that device. Videos, though, I have plenty of videos online. Really, what this makes me want to do is take more pictures. I need to take more pictures. What am I doing? Ugh, I don't like selfies. Selfies are weird. God, why do I look so ugly? Holy moly, I'm so ugly. Wait, what the fuck? Why do I look like this? Ugh. All right. And this photo is from the day that I watched my first Vsauce video. Pretty scary. What'd you guys think about Vsauce's video? You are only watching my video because you've seen his video. The link for it's down in the description in case you haven't ever watched it. In case you're like me, who's never watched a Vsauce video before. Maybe this is your first time watching a Vsauce video along with me. And if that is the case, please let me know down in the comments. There's no way I'm the only person that's ever seen a Vsauce video, or that's never seen a Vsauce video up to this moment, right? There's got to be others. If you're one of those people that have never seen a Vsauce video, let me know in the comments. And also, jump down the rabbit hole of Vsauce videos. Find one that you want me to watch. Let me know down in the comments, okay? Because this was extremely entertaining. Till next time, make sure you all keep it fresh. Peace.